Gather round, faceless masses. Today we settle an important debate. In one corner, big tech. Billion-dollar AI labs, deep freeze storage, algorithmic skin scans, monopolized data. Meet the villains of our story. In the other, indie disruptors, scrappy, human-centered, transparent, and pissed off. Meet the heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Skincare Wars. Act 1, Scene 1. The corporate colossi enter the ring. Amazon, Google, Unilever, Lauder, they all have something to prove and everything to gain. On the data-driven side, LS Modiface, Google's Dermassist, Amazon's Skin Tone AI, Sephora's Virtual Artist, Perfect Corpse Yoko Makeup, it's Facebook's Reality Labs. These companies possess some of the world's most advanced artificial intelligence. Backed by thousands of researchers and billions of dollars, they promise personalized, proactive, preventative skincare for everyone. Their strengths: speed, reach, machine learning at scale. Their weakness? A creeping feeling that big tech has too much of your face data. So how do the indie brands stack up? With crowdsourced data, inclusive skin tones, privacy-first protocols, and human plus AI hybrid diagnostics, these underdog heroes use community-driven science and fight back against biased diagnoses and one-size-fits-all prescriptions. But their secret weapon is trust. By putting people first, indie brands deliver products that fix real problems without the black box bias that plagues big tech. Their diagnostic tools empower users with explainable AI that reveals what factors influence their prescription. Plus, many leverage open-source datasets and models, fostering collaboration over competition. Act 2, the tech weaponry. Big tech flexes its flashy consumer devices, while indie brands prefer explainable AI dashboards and open-source tools. Forget the sleek packaging. This war isn't about creams or serums. It's about who trains the AI and what the model values. When L'Oreal acquired Modiface in 2017 for $2.4 billion, the indie skincare space took notice. Did big tech just declare war? At first glance, the deal made sense. L'Oreal could leverage Modiface's software development kit to create virtual try-on experiences and hyper-personalized product recommendations. But it also meant Big Pharma was now at the digital beauty frontier. Suddenly, every skincare brand needed an AI strategy. How would indie brands compete? In a fragmented market dominated by legacy players, it was hard to innovate and even harder to scale. Yet somehow the indie crew managed to build some pretty powerful tools. But it's not all doom and gloom. Big tech isn't always the bad guy. Sometimes it's the only way to get ahead. When Ultria, a Chinese skincare company, partnered with Google to develop an AI-powered dermatology app, it became one of the most popular health apps in the country. In less than 2 years, Ultria secured FDA clearance, making it the first smartphone app approved to detect skin cancer. So, is this a classic David versus Goliath story? Not quite. Big tech and indie brands aren't necessarily at war. Sometimes they work together, share resources, and even form unlikely alliances. Just ask Proactive, the acne treatment brand that tapped YouTube dermatologist Dr. Dre to promote its products. Or Olay, the anti-aging cream that turned to TikTok influencers to reach a new generation of consumers. But for every collaboration, there's an indie brand fighting to stay independent. After Seattle startup Glen shut down in 2021, its AI tech was picked up by Facebook. Meanwhile, San Francisco-based Kuro was acquired by Johnson & Johnson in 2020. And when San Jose-based Visia acquired a facial recognition company in 2019, many feared its technology would be used for mass surveillance. Act 3, the collision course. Most indie brands don't have the funds to fight a big tech giant, but the good news is, you don't have to choose between the two. You can support both. When Amazon banned 24/7's Nurse, a telehealth startup, customers were outraged. Sure, the platform allowed users to upload photos of their rashes and moles to receive potential diagnoses from board-certified doctors via text message. But it also generated millions of daily queries to Google Health. So who really benefited from the partnership? Amazon. When Proactive stopped selling on Amazon in 2019 to protest its lax regulations, big tech giants took notice. Could the indie skincare wars be coming to an end? That's unlikely. As long as there's money to be made, the battle will continue. And users like you are caught in the crossfire. Act 4. ethics, privacy, and power. Everyone wants your face data, but no one asks permission. L'Oreal gathers images through its virtual try-on app. Amazon collects data from its virtual skincare consultations. Google analyzes faces and photos uploaded to its servers. But who owns all this information? Customers or corporations? When Facebook agreed to pay $90 million to settle a privacy lawsuit over its facial recognition technology, it was a wake-up call. Companies could no longer collect biometric data without consent. But the real damage had already been done. That's why indie brands champion user privacy. No more cookie banners, excessive permissions, or shady data brokers. Plus, they challenge big tech's opaque algorithms. One size doesn't fit all, especially when it comes to skin. Yes. Google Photos labels darker skin tones as shy or sad. Meanwhile, Clearview AI, a facial recognition company, was sued for racial bias. So, which companies are leading the charge for diversity and inclusion? Not the ones with the deepest pockets? According to a survey conducted by the National Institute of Health, indie brands were more likely to address underrepresented minorities and discuss cultural competency, suggesting a need for greater diversity and inclusion in the beauty and personal care industry. Act 5. The future of beauty AI. We have two possible futures. In the first, big tech wins. Personalized skincare becomes a reality. Consumers are happy, investors are thrilled. Algorithm-driven products solve real problems. In the second, indie AI builds a decentralized future. Explainable AI replaces black box machine learning. Users own their data and control how it's used. Products are developed with more transparency and accountability. So which one wins? That's up to us. The war isn't about creams or serums. It's about who trains the AI and what the model values. We can't predict the future, but we can point to some clues. In the past year, big tech giants announced plans to pull back from consumer-facing businesses, including facial recognition. But that doesn't mean they'll stop collecting your face data. Meanwhile, indie brands are on the rise. Last year, the global artificial intelligence skincare market was valued at nearly $1.2 billion. And by 2028, it's projected to reach over $2.7 billion. But here's the thing. This growth won't come easy. The next decade will be defined by regulation, transparency, and accountability. Legacy players will need to adapt or risk being left behind. So who will win the AI skincare wars? Only time will tell. Until then, let the beauty AI revolution rage. Act 6. Call to action. This isn't just skincare, it's sovereignty over your skin data. Vote in the polls. Think before you scan. Ask who trained your AI. Because in this war, beauty is power. And with that, our Smart Skin season finale has come to an end. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. Comment below with your thoughts and decide what happens next. Because the AI skincare wars are far from over. See you next time.